getting children to eat is sometimes a real challenge. Lauren is nodding her head. And many parents, we're all too familiar with picky eaters.
Yeah.
What if it's even more than that?
Dr. Molly O'Shea here with us this morning for a closer look at that question. Dr. Molly, we're talking about this type of disorder. I'm not even familiar with this. So can we just jump right into it? You break it down for us?
Yes. So everybody knows a picky eater. We've probably all experienced one.
Unfortunately,
if we're
we
a
do,
parent
right,
at
yeah.
some point in our lives. ARFID is something else. It stands for Avoidant Restrictive Intake Food Disorder. So these kids, they're not just the kind of kids who won't eat broccoli. They're the kinds of kids who really don't eat much of anything. So picky eaters will basically say, oh yeah, I'm not eating that dinner. But if you hand them yogurt or a banana or chicken nuggets, they'll eat it willingly.
Yeah.
Kids or adults with ARFID, they really don't eat much of anything. The textures of the food or the idea of eating itself creates so much anxiety for them or difficulty that the idea of eating is really overwhelming. So they often avoid eating, or they restrict the types of foods they eat to literally 2 or 3 foods and can't do it otherwise.
So what are the signs that maybe it's more than just a picky eater in your household? Like, how do you know, okay, this could be a sign of something much more serious?
Yeah. So if you have a kid and your child literally eats nothing at all except 3 foods, and you've not only done the offering and all of that, that is a sign that maybe you need to talk to your pediatrician. ARFID, though, the other thing, we've all had an experience where we've had an illness, we've thrown up after eating something, and you're like, I am never eating pizza again, right?
Right,
You know what I
sure.
mean? So sometimes there can be a trigger for a kid like that, where they've had something that triggered vomiting, or it triggered choking, something, and then they go on and they're like, I can't eat. It really does make it scary for them. That's another indicator, and they really won't eat, and they'll avoid almost all foods. Kids with ARFID also will, even in the infant and early toddler years, when most kids are eating everything, they have a hollow leg, you can't keep them from eating, they are also picky then.
Interesting.
Okay, so kids who are picky from the very start are more likely to be ARFID kids. Kids who are voracious eaters, eat everything you put in front of them, and then narrow down, are more traditional picky eaters and not worrisome.
Got it. So how do we, fix this or work with our children?
Right. So kids who are on the autistic spectrum or who are neuroatypical are more likely to develop ARFID and often need specialized treatment. They often need to see an occupational therapist. They may need anxiety treatment in the form of therapy and medication in order to reduce the barriers to eating. So if they can't go to a restaurant, can't imagine eating with other people, if they have difficulty outside of that nuclear family with eating, those are other signs that ARFID may be present.
So definitely a good idea to just start by talking to your pediatrician.
Yeah, it can be tricky to figure out.
Okay, it can be a tough thing to navigate for sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Molly.